Everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to my channel. All right, so of course, let me talk about roses, lavender, and sage. I'm gonna talk about that till I'm blue in the face, okay? Roses, lavender, and sage.com is a community that we have created for women on a mission, women who are working and striving to be the best them they could possibly be. Um, we have workshops in there. We're working together. We have intuitive coaching. I'm a medical intuitive, so we have the healing work going on in there. What else? We have a class that we are about to start. It's a 5-week class on empaths, how to live successfully as an empath. An empath is someone who can feel what other people feel. I know I feel what other people feel, even in my body. So when I do work on people, sometimes I actually feel it. So I'll feel like if someone's going through heartache, I will feel it in my chest. I will like feel like the heartache, literally, like, oh my God, like that, right? And if someone has a pain, like I'll feel the pain in my body that they're having in their body. So different things like that. But anyway, so empaths sometimes that's how they feel. You can feel people's emotions, you might feel their physical pain or whatever. um well, I mean, I don't know, but anyway, the whole class, the workshop is about empaths and learning different tools, different ways to cope and to get to just to deal in life when you're like a sponge, because it's not always fun. Really isn't. I remember being around people that vibrated in a way that did not work well with me, and like when they would come around me, I didn't feel good. And so I remember this one girl, she used to come around and I didn't, her vibration just made me ugh. And so I would like run out the other door. If I saw her coming in one door, I would like run out and just leave for the day because I just did not feel like being around her energy. And I remember one time my empathic abilities were on fleek at the moment. And like I'll be walking through the mall and I'll be feeling people's energy. And it made me feel like this episode of Charmed when I think it was Prue, she went to help rescue this empath, and he um he was an empath, but he was like cursed or something, I don't know, and he had absorbed everybody's energy, so he was like going crazy. And so then Prue touched him, and then his crap went to her. So he was like free of it. And then, but she had everybody's stuff. So she was like losing her mind. And it's not fun. So if you're an empath, you have to learn how to control that. There's a way to control it. How about that? You have to learn how to turn it down. So I use the abilities in my work. When I work with people, I use the abilities, but I don't want to be feeling what you feeling. I don't want to feel your pain and stuff like that. So you have to learn how to turn that stuff down. So in the workshop, we'll be going over that, and these are classes in this community. You're not paying extra for these classes. So we're doing that for 5 weeks. I think we start next week with that one. Anyway, so there's a lot that we're offering. We do healing meditations, healing activations, chanting, different things, breath work, different things to raise your vibration. We have office hours where you get to talk to me, you get to ask me your questions, you get to get some coaching and guidance from me. And that's intuitive guidance. So I help people with business, personal, whatever, we go there. Physical ailments, emotional stuff, whatever it is. That's why we're here. Now we're in our pre-launch phase of Roses, Lavender, and Sage, the community. When we open our doors up officially, for the launch, it will no longer be a free program. So we are accepting people now as founding ambassadors, and you will have a role, since you're getting in for at no cost, probably for 1 year. You'll help out a little bit, you know what I mean? Maybe you'll moderate when we do workshops, you'll help moderate. And it's not everybody, when we have our retreats, maybe you'll attend the retreat and and help out a little bit, pass the microphone around, what have you. When we're back live again, doing stuff that's not, um, web based. But and to spread the word, you know what I mean? Nothing major, but definitely join us in Roses, Lavender, and Sage. It is definitely a community of beautiful women so far that want beautiful things for themselves and for other women. So anyway, today we're going to do some forgiveness work. Excuse me. And 3 cards came out. So if you haven't done this with me before, I read it, I get whatever I get from it, and then you repeat after me. So I will go forward with the reading. All right. I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have invested so much time, energy, and love already. And I don't remember, this one feels familiar, but I'm not sure if we've discussed this one before, but I could definitely relate. And I know a lot of you can relate because I know like a lot of people, you've been at a job forever and the 40 plan. You work 40 years of your life at a place for 40 years. And then you retire and you're making 40% of what you couldn't afford when you were making 100% of it. Okay. That's a 40 plan. All right. So, but some of you, because that has been instilled in us to work this 40 plan, which is I think is a dumb plan, but we're afraid to leave and do something new. We're of that age, 40 plus, and now we're like, what the hell have I been doing all my life? I don't even like this. Like, I need to live, and those are some things that I said to myself, when I was younger, like, I need to live. This is not living. What the hell is this? When you talk to a person and you say, oh, how was your day? And they go, same shit, different day. It's like, really? Wow. I don't really feel like that about my days. But if you're feeling like that, is that living? Like, what is that? That's existing. Who the hell wants to do that? So sometimes it's a little scary to leave something that you think is stable that might be keeping you down. You might be hooked on a 40 plan, and it's really hooking you into your early death because you're not living. I feel like we came into this body, we came into this existence to live, to grow, to love, to learn, to, like, I don't know. I feel like it's time for a lot of us to be more childlike. Just go for stuff, go for what you know, be young again. I was reminded of that yesterday, that the little 16-year-old in me wants to reintegrate with me and be young again. You know what I'm saying? And I welcome that. So I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have vested so much time, energy, and love already. Love. I remember I had a friend when I was younger. She was with this guy for 9 years. And that joker, he cheated on her with one of her good friends. And then to make it worse, that joker married the other girl. Can you imagine what my friend felt that was with him for 9 years? 9 years. And it wasn't like he was the greatest guy. Okay. So you invested all this time into this relationship. You're thinking you're building a healthy relationship. And all the while, he got his eyeball over there on your friend. Fucking friend is that? Anyway, she put all that time into that relationship for that joker to just be over with serious pain attached. It wasn't just we broke up. It was We broke up. He cheated on me and with my good friend. That's some bullshit again. So she was devastated for a very long time behind that, as anybody would have been. And I know she probably had to forgive herself for staying in that bullshitiga of a relationship for 9 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And bullshitiga, I get that from So Madame. I love her. She is so funny to me. But yeah, energy. Haven't we all stayed way past over, giving too much of ourselves, too much energy into different relationships, jobs, projects, whatever, and then end up having to forgive ourselves for doing that because we did nothing but do ourselves a disservice. You know, I know I took a position and I have to forgive myself all the time. I took a position and I was really excited about the position. And I had a big vision for the position, right? And then when we sat down to talk about dollars and cents, I was so insulted with the dollars and cents. I was insulted big time. I mean, because I've been a millionaire. You know what I mean? So to go from that to have to humble myself to get a job and then I'm offered this position and then they offer me not even peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Peanuts, at least an elephant could survive off of eating some peanuts. But then I accepted it. I have to forgive myself for that because me accepting that told my being something like that's what I was worth, or that it was okay to take advantage of me or to use me up. And my personality is one that tries to help, and I could see the forest through the trees because of my abilities. And I, like, a part of me knew I had to help or things will fall apart. At least that's what I told myself. Um, and I really had to forgive myself for that. I'm still working on forgiving myself for that because I allowed myself to be used and abused financially. And then on top of that, like, I was doing the work of other people and getting paid less than peanuts to do it. So I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have invested so much time, energy, and love already. I forgive myself for that because that wasn't good. That was not good. And on top of that, I internalized the stress of it and gained like 30 pounds. And I'm not joking. And on top of that, I gained hot flashes. And I noticed that every time I was stressed out about it, it was always that position. And anytime I would get stressed out, I'd have a hot flash about that position. If I didn't do that position for a week, I wouldn't have no hot flashes for a week. I ain't gonna lie. And so I did my body a disservice. I threw my body through changes because I allowed myself to be abused financially. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever done that, but I know we all have done something where we have allowed ourselves to be in a position or accept something way past over. And it really does a disservice to us. And wait a minute. Sorry. And we must forgive ourselves for that. So repeat after me. I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have invested so much time, energy, and love already. Let's say it again. I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have invested so much time, energy, and love already. All right. I choose to believe. Now, let me read this one. I choose to believe. This is the replacement energy. I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower, and I benefit from each experience I invest in. Oh, I thought something happened. And I benefit from each experience I invest in simply by gaining greater strength and clear perspective. Okay. So I do feel that. I feel like if I talk about my own situation, I feel that accepting that position taught me something. Number one, I would never do that again. Number two, I have to put myself first. And I didn't. I put somebody else's company above my own well being. I would never do that again. And I had been offered a position after that, and they refused to. Well, they said, "Oh, we can work with you," and then they came in like $10,000 less, and I was like, "What part of what I requested did you not understand?" And I said, "No." And I was like, I ain't gonna be abused again because I know myself and I know my work ethic, and I'm always going to give my all to a position, and I'm gonna do my best because that's the kind of person I am. I'm loyal, I'm a hard worker, and I go beyond the call of duty. I'm not that person that says, I ain't doing that, that ain't my position. I'm not that person. I'm a team player. I do what I gotta do. I do what we have to do. We work together. This is a team. That's me, right? So I said no. So I learned from that experience. And I also learned how to take my power back even while I was in that experience because I stopped allowing myself to be abused financially. Oh, y'all want to give me some peanut shells? Well, that's how much you gonna get, some peanut shells. Okay? How about that? How about that? All right. So that's how I handled that. So I learned from it. I took my power back and I'm good. Okay. So, and what I recognize is that position, I used it for what I needed to use it for. I used it to help me, help strengthen me, and it helped prepare me for what was to come, you know? So I say all of that, but it still took a toll on my body because my mind was leveling up and my mind was coming to grips with it all and making changes in my life so that I could really be choosing myself. But my body was still hurt. And the hurt and the stress gave me 30 pounds. Okay. So I'm just saying. I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower. So another thing is to move from being the victim to being the victor. Instead of staying in the victim stance, I gave 9 years to that mofo and he did that. For real, that girl who got him didn't get no prize. Okay. So, how about perspective change on that? You were probably saved from some bullshit, okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Because, my thing is, if a relationship don't last, it wasn't supposed to. How about that? If it doesn't last, it wasn't supposed to. If the relationship is full of drama, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth drama, like that twin flame drama, you might meet your twin flame and oh my God, I'm in love. Oh, my twin flame. And then you deal with the run and the chaser. If you got that in your twin flame relationship, that shit hurts. The run and the chaser. You know what I'm saying? You'll be in a relationship and every 2 seconds that motherfucker gone. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I thought we was all good, and then they boom, like what was that man? Speedy Gonzalez or whatever. Everybody, or whatever. But anyway, you know, um, I don't even know what the heck I was saying. I done cracked myself up and cracked the thought right out my head. So anyway, I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower. Yeah, changing your mind could be a superpower. Okay. And I know me, I could change my mind in a quick second. I could change my perspective in a quick second. I'll look at something will hurt, and then I'll just look at it differently. Well, you know what? At least this. I'll try to find a positive in every experience because there is a positive in every experience. I will look for that silver lining because I know there's one there. And I know that every trial or tribulation, every tower moment brings strengthening, and you build your muscles. You build your spiritual muscles. You know what I'm saying? Every time you go through something, you build up, you get better. But when you stay in that pain, you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. When you stay in the sorrow or the pity of a thing, of a situation, you don't do anything but hurt yourself. Because, ladies, when we stay in stress and we stay in pain, we have a overproduction of cortisol. And then that cortisol lands like usually in our belly, our haunches, behind our back. We begin back fat, bubble butt, you know, jiggle arms, we get all fat when we hold that stress in, or even when we pretend like it don't bother us, and it really does. It turns into fat. Okay. So, and that's all right. I still like my fat. I be in the mirror jiggling my fat. I don't even care. Oh boy, I'm still beautiful with my extra 30 pounds and all. Anyway, I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower, and I benefit from each experience I invest in simply by gaining greater strength and clearer perspective. So, and that's one thing. Let me just segue. Invest your time with it. Like if you are spending your time, then that's not so good. You're like wasting your time. You're giving your time away. Invest your time. Pick and choose where you invest your time, where you allow your energy to be used. Pick and choose. You know what I mean? And love yourself is the most. And change your perspective so it doesn't wear you out. Something that bothers you doesn't wear you out. So repeat after me. I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower, and I benefit from each experience I invest in simply by gaining greater strength and clearer perspective. Ashe. Let's say it again. I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower, and I benefit from each experience I invest in simply by gaining greater strength and clearer perspective. We have to do that. All right. It's all about learning, growing, living, and enjoying this life. Okay. Let's see. Let's do one more. I forgive myself for thinking that I know what should. My friends know what I'm talking about when I say should be happening. I forgive myself for thinking that I know what should be happening. Now, when I hear the word should and could, if somebody tells me something and they say, yeah, da 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 da, and it should, and I'll be like, I don't hear no damn should, because should is maybe. Okay. So I forgive myself for thinking I know what should be happening. Now, I tell you, I talk about my sunglasses, okay? These are my spectacles. These are my glasses right here. And you have yours. So these are mine. And if you wear glasses, you have yours. And the way I see through mine is different than the way you will see through yours. Okay? And if you put mine on, you might not be able to see it all because they're mine. They're my sunglasses. So, should I expect you to see exactly how I see? No, because my name is Rorree and your name is whatever your name is. Okay. All right. That's how that works. Okay. So, I forgive myself for thinking that I know what should be happening. Too often we think we know and we don't. Oftentimes we end up worrying about stuff because we think we know and we don't, you know? And especially intuitive people. What's funny? Okay, so I was having like an intuitive, it was just, it was interesting. Me and my friend were having an intuitive thing going back and forth the other day. And I I had asked a question and I started to look something up. And then the collective, you know, spirit was like, stop, don't look that up. Because sometimes when you're intuitive, the more you know might take you off course because maybe you're supposed to be doing this right now, and maybe it's going to change and go this way, but you're supposed to do this right now. But us intuitive people, we might know that it's going to go like this. So then we might say, well, then if it's going to go like this, why not just go over there? But then we didn't do this part. And this part might have been necessary before you went like this, right? So that's why they was like, stop, please stop, because you could sabotage yourself because you know too damn much. And you think you know all the pieces of the puzzle and you don't. So sometimes we have to sit back and just allow your life to unfold. Allow life to happen and enjoy it. Enjoy the moments because for real, they are fun. You know what I mean? They are fun. Like watching what happens and looking and wow, that was interesting. Woo, and sometimes I feel like I'm in a movie, like I'm watching a movie. Sometimes I know what's about to happen. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I know what's happening way over there, but I don't know all the little steps before I get way over there. So it's cool watching myself go over there and then seeing how it happens is like, whoa, I'd have never thought it would have happened like that. Whoa, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not going to make this one long like the last one. Let's just go there. Repeat after me. I forgive myself for thinking that I know what should be happening. And say it like that. Say should. Let's say it again. I forgive myself for thinking that I know what should be happening. All right. I choose to believe. This is the replacing thought. I choose to believe that life operates through a more intricate intelligence than that which is available to me, and is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring me to the experience of my dreams. Oh my goodness. Ashe, ashe, ashe. That reminds me, like I used to always say, the universe is conspiring to do me good. The universe is conspiring to do me good. That's what I always used to say. Okay, I'm gonna start saying it again. Yes, God, my ancestors, my guides, and my angels, they are doing it. They're helping me work this thing out. They know what I want. Okay. They know what you want. You probably already told them. You know, they know what you want. And now you got to allow it to work out, manifest, and enjoy the journey. And sometimes when you go into doubt and disbelief and things of that nature, then you're telling them that you don't want it anymore. And you're telling them that I don't believe. And so if you don't believe, then bye. And then it goes away and waits for you to get back in alignment with having it again. That's why the Roses, Lavender, and Sage community is going to be amazing for those of you who have goals and who are on a mission to go somewhere in your life, you know, because we're going to vibrate so high that we're going to go like this and manifest. Especially, you know, like in the Bible, it says when two or more are gathered in the midst, he is there or he is present or something like that. I can't remember. I'm bad at quoting scriptures, but you're going to have a community of women that are gathered on one accord, that are all vibrating high, okay? And we're going to be snapping our fingers. We're going to be acting like Jenny going, boop, boop, boop. Look, I can do it with my two little bum buns. Boop, 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 boop. And manifest, okay? We'll wiggle our nose. I can't wiggle my nose. I'm sorry. We can pretend like we wiggling our nose. And manifest on purpose, okay? We even have a program in there called the Blueprint for Manifesting on Purpose that I wrote a few years ago that you guys will have access to. So anyway, y'all, I'm not going to read the third one because I done already talked a hole in your head. So welcome. I'm going to say welcome because I know y'all are coming to be a founding ambassador with Roses, Lavender, and Sage with our mission to help empower women. Okay. So come on over. The link is in the description box, but it is roseslavenderansage.com. Come on over and join us and check it out. If you like it, stay. If you don't, you can leave. You know what I mean? Definitely like, share, and subscribe the videos. When you like them, it tells the algorithms that these videos are worth staying up here. And then it gets the word out because we want to reach more people. And like I said, you know, the more people we have vibrating in the same vibration, the more we will be able to have collectively the success that we desire. And I'm gonna go backwards. I have to tell this one story about collective energy. All right, I was at an event many years ago. I don't even know when it was. It was in the 90s. I was at an event and I had to use, and where is it? I don't even know where it is right now. I probably have it stored up somewhere. But anyway, there was a piece of rebarb. Now, rebarb is a metal, and it was like this big. Let me see. I don't know if you said like maybe that big. I don't know. Like it was a circle, and we had to put it right here on our windpipe, right? So can you see me pointing right there? Like ain't nothing but flesh right there, right? So one piece of rebarb had to go here, and the other piece of rebarb was a straight line. It was a 6-foot piece of rebarb. Okay, so one went here and the other went to the other person. And I did this activity with my business partner at the time. And we had to breathe, inhale, exhale, right? And then we had to walk towards each other, 1, 2, 3, and embrace. Okay. And when you did that, the rebar was supposed to bend, like it would bend like a U. Okay. So, can you imagine? There was a room, it may have been maybe 100 of us, I don't know. And we paired up to do this. So I was paired up with somebody, and the first person I was paired up with got scared and said, "No, I can't do it." And I can understand being scared because, like, you're looking at this piece of metal pole that goes into the foundation of houses, okay? And you're seeing people with this pole right here, and you feel right here, and it's like, what's gonna stop that joker from going through my neck? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all I could visualize. I was like, God, take that vision away. I don't want to see that, because that would create doubt, right? So my first partner was scared. So I ended up doing with my business partner. And I did feel some kind of way, I'm gonna tell you, because I'm watching all these people do it, but they were doing it successfully. Okay. And I was like, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean? And so I breathe, 1, 2, 3, and we embraced, and it worked, and it did it. And I cried. I burst into tears and cried, like, oh my God. Like, that was really, do you know what mind control it took to keep the vision of that going wrong out of my head? And and going through with it and having absolute faith and certainty that it would work, and being in a room with like a little over 100 people, and at least half of us did it. That's the energy that was in the room. It was the energy of success in the room. It was the energy of, this will work. The vibration was high. There was very little, there weren't many people that sat down out of fear. There weren't many people because the vibration in the room was so high that you just didn't have that. It was like the vibration of conviction that this can work. So I'm telling you, in this community, Roses, Lavender, and Sage, is about elevating women. This community is about helping women to be the best that they can possibly be, to help women to manifest on purpose and manifest their desires on purpose now. That's what this community is about. When we get together, we will be able to do miraculous things. So I welcome you all to the Roses, Lavender, and Sage community. Check us out, and I'll see y'all the next time. Ashe, ashe, ashe.